What is up, Internet? It's your boy Tanku, and today we're talking about an anime of the season that not a lot of people are talking about. I happen to like it, so I just want to bring it up. But before all that, of course, subscribe to the channel, like the videos, hit me up on the Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Don't be afraid to drop comments in the comment section. And with all that said, guys, let's go ahead and get started. Today we're going to be talking about Kokurafto, which here in the US is Copcraft, Dragnet, Mirage, Reloaded. Some of these Japanese words are getting hard to say, but I'm going to keep trying to say them correctly for you guys because you like them. So, but with everything going on, Copcraft is essentially like Bright from Netflix, if you ever seen that, but it doesn't suck. Don't cash at me. I like Bright. I thought it was a good movie, but that's not the consensus. It wasn't a big hit or whatever. But it's kind of like that. So basically, you have the real world, and in the middle of the ocean somewhere, a big old portal opens up out of nowhere and connects a fantasy world. There's elves, fairies, all kinds of creatures from that world. And so there's a city that's created on the coast, the closest coast to where this portal is, and people from that world can mingle with people in our world, and it becomes kind of a utopia, they say. But with all that kind of stuff there, new issues arise, new crimes arise, because some things are legal here might not be legal back in their world, and new types of drugs are introduced, things like that. So a whole underground world's going on. So there's a special police force that's created to try to deal with this mess. So the story picks up with our main character, Kai. And Kai is an ex-soldier, but he's a detective now. Him and his partner are trying to track down a missing fairy, because apparently in this world, fairies are kidnapped, ground to dust, and turned into a drug. It's weird, but yeah, that's what they're doing. His partner ends up getting killed, and he has to get assigned a new partner. They decide that they're going to try a new thing and get a knight from the other world to come over here and be his partner to try to track down this fairy, because it's a special fairy. Apparently it's royalty or something like that. And that's when Tirana. Tirana is a noble knight. She is an elf, I believe, because she has pointy ears. And her and Kai's interactions are what make the show, because Kai is a no-nonsense kind of guy. He's a jerk. Let's just flat out say it. He's a jerk. He's had a rough life. He's smoking the cigarettes because he's one of those old-timey detectives you can find drinking some scotch and smoking a cigarette because his life is just rough. And he gets assigned this new partner who's young. She's an elf, and she's a knight, so she uses a sword. She can fight, but they don't really see eye to eye on how to do things. And so the show is pretty much about them trying to track down the main bad, which is Zelda, who is an evil mage, and he's kind of the ringleader of a lot of the crime that's going on, the behind the shadows puppeteer, if you will. And so they're trying to solve crimes, get a hold of Zelda, and then stop what's going on. And it's about their adventures, them growing together. There's a lot of comedy between the two, because again, as I said, Kai doesn't put up with a lot of crap, and he always gives Tirana a hard time. He keeps calling her an alien. That's right. He keeps calling her an alien, and she's like, "That's racist." And he's like, "I know." And he just walks off, and it's hilarious because they like each other, right? You can tell they like each other because they're partners. They learn to trust each other and get each other's backs. And so, of course, Kai is kind of the only one that's allowed to poke fun at her or rib her, if you will, because they're friends. If anybody else does it, Kai gets pissed and puts them in their place. So it's about them, their adventures, trying to track down Zelda, the evil mage, and everything. And there's one more character I do want to mention, which is Cecile. And Cecile is Kai's ex-wife. And the reason why I mention her is because she helps him a lot, because she's the medical examiner for the police station. So every time there's a body coming in or crimes, that involves, because people are dying left and right in the city, she's involved. And the interactions between her and Kai are kind of weird because they're friendly to each other, and he still talks to her like a friend, and they appear to be really friendly, but they kind of start dropping hints of why they got divorced, why they even got married, because Tirana is curious, and so she doesn't know what an ex is, because Kai just refers to Cecile as his ex. Like, she's like, "Who's that?" And she's like, "That's nobody. It's just my ex. Don't worry." And then they get the medical information and then go. And every time she's like, "What's an ex?" She's like, and he keeps telling her to Google it, which is hilarious. So she's really important in the story because I want to find out what happens, because they drop it to like for intrigue, like what happened between these two, what happened in Kai's life to make him like such a jerk basically, and only a few people accept him, and Cecile is one of those people that accept him and help him out. So, and then of course, you know, him and Tyrion now growing together as partners, getting to the back. A lot of fight scenes, a lot of bullets flying, because, you know, Kay is a pretty good marksman. He was a soldier, so, and he's a good driver, and so he does a lot of high-speed chases and stuff. And then, of course, Tyrion, as she's a knight, she busts out her sword, you know, magically change, and she can use magic, magically changes her armor and starts fighting people, like cut people's arms off and stuff. He's like, you can't do that if they're unarmed. You can't just go around chopping people's limbs off because they make you mad. And so, you know, there's a lot of comedy involved in that, but again, it's really good. It's a really good concept, that the concept that Bright had, but it works the way Bright, like I said, wasn't bad, but Copcraft took that concept and made it work. So I think everybody should check it out, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. You can always tell me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I got a couple of user-requested videos that are coming, so I appreciate all that, guys. I love talking to you guys and giving you recommendations. But again, with all that said, everybody, let's go ahead and have an awesome, awesome day.